Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos every single week. The number one question I get hit up about is about business. Beginner nail techs, existing nail techs, upcoming nail techs, all have questions when it comes to business and the structure and formatting and all types of business questions. So today we're going to be talking about business banking for any industry really. So if you're watching this in your lash tech or something, this can apply to you as well, or for anybody that is starting a small business or has a small business. We're going to get into some business banking info. Why should you work with a bank for your business needs? What to look for when you're trying to find a bank for your business? How to determine the business structure when you're registering your business? Building credit for your business, taxes. If you are somebody and this topic is very important to you and you want more information, stick around to the end of the video and I have a special announcement that I want to share with you all. So we're going to get into all of that and more right now. As for the first thing, your business structure. So when it comes to your business structure, you want to register your business, and choosing the right business structure is going to be important. So this is something that just because you register your business one way doesn't mean that you can't change that structure later on. So I'm going to get into a couple basic breakdowns of how you can register your business and how you would kind of want to start that structure out. So just so you know, my research and some of the information that I'm going to be explaining to you came from the SBA website, Small Business Administration. So you can go to SBA.com for more detailed information. So the first one is your sole proprietorship. So this is the most common type of business structure. And it's basically when it's owned and operated by one person. You're the sole owner. Sole proprietorships can be a good choice for a low-risk business and owners who want to test their business idea before becoming a more formal business. So again, if you choose to start this way, you don't have to end this way. So the second one is a partnership. A partnership is a business that two or more individuals will own and operate together. So partnerships can be considered either general partnerships or limited partnerships. So with the limited liability partnership, it's a good idea to consider because it's similar to like an LLC, but it gives you limited liability for every owner. So in an LLP, you won't be held responsible for your partner's actions or if any debts are taken against the company or the partnership in itself, or you could just have a regular LP. The third one is a corporation. So a corporation, or what you might see known as a C Corp, is separate from its owners. Corporations offer the strongest protection to its owners for personal liability, but the cost to start a corporation is going to be a little bit more money. Corporations, they're going to also require a lot more extensive record keeping, operational processes, and reporting. Corporations can be a good idea for a medium or a high risk company or business, or somebody that needs to raise money, and businesses that plan to go public and or eventually be sold. Another type is called an S Corp. So an S Corp is a type of corporation where the profits and losses are going to be passed through directly to the owner's personal income without being subject to corporate tax rates. So S Corp has an independent life, just like a C Corp, but S Corps can be a good choice for a business that would otherwise be a C Corp, but need to meet certain criteria in order to file for an S Corp. A limited liability or an LLC lets you take advantage of the sole proprietorship, a corporation, and partnership business structures all in one. This is why you see a lot of companies that, if you're a little unsure, they just go LLC. And my personal recommendation is to possibly go LLC. So in an LLC, it's going to protect you from personal liabilities, most insurances, and in case anything happens to your company or your LLC, your organization, it will protect your assets. It'll keep it totally separate from the business. So LLCs can be a good choice for a medium or a high risk business again, and owners with significant personal assets that they want to protect, and owners who want to pay a lower tax rate than the other structures would want to form an LLC. So for example, my business is KeishaNails LLC, and I felt at the moment that would be the best choice for me. In a sole proprietorship, it wouldn't protect me personally. So this is why I recommend starting off with the LLC. Eventually, I do want to move into an S corporation if I can meet the criteria, because then it would allow me to become an employee of my business. I find that this is a little bit easier from what I'm researching, and don't quote me on any of this, but I'm still kind of figuring that out. But at some point within next year, I want to switch over to a S Corp, because then I can become, like I said, an employee of my company, and then I would receive a paycheck from my company, which would take out all the taxes and such, and it would be a lot easier for me to report my taxes and kind of just keep it separate when it's time for me to do my taxes. That's kind of the only reason that I was thinking about doing that. So again, if you start off one way, you can always end another way. You can always change it. You just follow the paperwork and change the structure of your business. So let's just talk about a business plan for a second. So I know most of you thinking that a business plan isn't something that you really need, and why do it? Or if you're already in business, why am I going to go backwards and create a business plan? But I'm going to tell you that not only will a business plan help get your thoughts and organization out on paper, but if you need any type of help, credit, loan, funding, anything, another business is going to want to see your plan. So it's something that you might want to consider. If you are already in business, there's nothing wrong with going backwards and just saying, well, you know what have I been doing? Like I said, it's a good way for you to take your thoughts and put them down on paper and figure out, this is where my business is at, or this is where I want to start, and this is where I want it to go. So you stay on track with your company goals and your business goals throughout the whole time that you're operating. It's going to personally help you grow, and it's going to be the blueprint of your business. So let's just take a look at some of the things really quickly that you would want to incorporate into your business plan. So first and foremost, we're going to have the beginning section. It's going to be your executive summary. Your executive summary is going to be a description of your business, your products, your services, whatever you're going to sell, and it's going to highlight your target audience. Who are you selling to? If you're a nail tech, you can't just say, like, I want to do nails to everybody, which you can, but there's something about you and what you're doing as a nail tech that's going to help you specify your target audience. So for example, my target audience is that mid-age to older woman. I don't do a lot of 18-year-olds. I don't do the 20-year-olds. That's just not my clientele. That's not my target audience when my business was formatting. So I had my customers in a sense already. So my target audience was kind of already in my lap. But at the same time, I kind of had an idea of how I need to structure everything based off of this target audience. So we want to just write down what is the description of the business and everything that is going to incorporate. The next thing you're going to have is your company description. So this section is going to describe the purpose of your company. What is your business mission statement? What are your intentions for it in 2 years, in 5 years? Don't think, okay, well, I didn't even start yet, so I don't know where I want to be in 5 years. You have to think where you want to be. One, we want to manifest that. You will still be in business in 5 years. Two, you need to know, as I grow, where do I want to take this? I find that when you don't have a plan, then things get scattered. Next thing you know, you're like, okay, well, I want to do this, I want to do this. If you say, okay, I want to start my business, I'm going to start it today. In a year, I think I want to add on this. Then I want to maybe start doing lashes. I want to build. I want to do this. I want to do a YouTube channel. Whatever you want to do. Where do you see this business growing in the next 5 years? You can even go as far as 10 years, 20 years. Do you want to build it up so much that you have a storefront that you eventually sell? Do you want to do nails forever? Do you want to manage your shop? Do you want to own a shop? Do you want to just, again, build it up, sell it, and walk away at some point? So these are things that you want to start to think about for your company description. The third thing is going to be your market research. This is going to say how you differentiate from any other business. There are millions, thousands, hundreds of thousands. There are hundreds of thousands of nail techs. What makes you different? If I'm selling my business and myself to a bank to get a loan, I can't just, I'm a nail tech that's in New York. Okay? So what do? What's different from me? Why are you different than any other nail tech that I see when I scroll on Instagram or any other shop that I pass by? What makes you stick out? Again, this is going to go back to your executive summary, your mission statement, your purpose of your company. This is why it flows in this way. What makes you special? So we want to just state this here in my market research. So you want to check out the competition in your area, see how other people are operating. So if I differentiate because everything around me is a shop, but I'm solo, so I'm offering one-on-one services, or everything around me, they don't do nail art in this area. So That's how I separate myself in this particular area and from my competitors. The next thing you want to talk about is your product and services and describing that. So this is just going to list all your services and the cost. Again, it's just helping you figure out how you want to price your services and your products. And also it's going to just, again, let somebody else know who's reading this plan. You know exactly what you're selling, what you're doing, and how much you want to charge for it. And lastly, your marketing and your sales. So how will you reach your customers and keep them, more importantly? How are you advertising? How are you growing? What's your plan on attack? Even if it's short term, and then I want to start an Instagram, I want to start a website, I'm going to market this place, I want to do this is how I'm going to pull people, this is how I'm going to keep them. So what's your marketing plan and what is your intention for your sales? So after all of that, you've done all of that, now it's time to get started. Or if you already have your business, it's time to get serious now. So we can't just make money and just pocket it, spend it on clothes, food, rent. That sounds nice and all, but at some point you have to begin to get responsible and a little bit organized. And remember that you have to file your taxes. So keeping good records is crucial. So this is where your business banking comes in handy. Getting a business bank account is the best and easiest thing you can do right now so that you can get organized financially. If you already have one, that's fantastic. But why do you have one? Why did you open your business bank account? Do you even know the benefits of them? So let's get into some of the benefits that you will have in opening a business bank account. So one, why do you need a business banking account? We can just open up at any bank, correct? No, we cannot. So the reason why we want to look for a business bank account is we need financial support to open our business, to grow our business, and to expand your business. So help an organization with accepting payments is going to be another reason, cashing your checks, keeping your earnings separate from your own personal earnings, and then having some type of savings plan. These are going to be the reasons why you want to kind of keep your business money separate from your own money. So picking the right bank. Small business banking is the way to go. We want to look for banks that cater to small businesses. Why? Because choosing a bank that works specifically with small businesses or has a certain area dedicated to small businesses is going to cater more to you and is going to help you out more in the long term. These banks offer special services that are available for small businesses. Also, they're going to help you as you grow and with your credit and loans if you need something in the future. And they also tend to have a little bit better customer service. So this is something that you want to consider when you're trying to pick your bank. So also you want to think about, do they serve your business needs? Is it an online bank? Do they have locations and branches? Are they close to you? This is something you want to consider. ATMs, such things. If you have an online banking account, that means that it's good because it is an online bank and it will cater to all those needs like I just mentioned. But if I'm somebody that's always needs to run to the bank, some people don't like to do things online. They don't like to transfer electronically. They like to be in person and have someone that they can talk to. And I'll get into that in a minute, why that's going to be beneficial for you as well. But these are things that you want to think about. Also, is it FDIC or NCUA insured? So that simply just means that your money is insured and protected for up to $250,000. If the bank closes or files for bankruptcy, your assets and your money is going to be safe and it's insured. That is a huge, huge thing. So there's a lot of, especially online banks, who want to make sure that your money is going to be insured, because if they just shut down, simply put it, your ass out. Also, is there a fee? Does the bank charge you crazy fees per transaction? Read that fine print, because some of these banks, they're crazy, or they have a minimum that you have to keep, which for a small business, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not gonna sit here and say I need to have a minimum of $10,000 in the bank every month, or I'm gonna be charged $15.99. That's ridiculous. So try to look for a bank that's not gonna charge you per transaction, that doesn't have any minimums, that doesn't have any high interest rates. We always wanna look at that fine print before deciding to just finally open that bank account. So I personally have several accounts, and then I chose a small business bank that I wanted to work with to help me open and maintain. So the bank that I choose to work with, it is an online bank, again, because I don't mind, because I have other things going on. I don't mind just having the business bank account be online. I don't really need to go in to move anything or anything like that. And it doesn't have any monthly fees. They have a small interest rate. And they also offer a 1.5 interest on my ending balance every month. So meaning I'm going to earn a couple cents based on that balance at the end of the month. So that was a huge perk. And there are other banks out there that do that. So you want to look for any other little added perks that they throw in. So the reason why I chose this online bank is, like I said, I had a different account that I was using, but I needed something that was a small business bank because I needed, my plan long term is to possibly grow. Whichever direction I grow, if I grow and I want to take my nail room into a shop, or I want to do something else, I want to start a nail school, whatever that case may be, I'm going to need to build a relationship with a small business bank that could possibly help me out and get a loan. The reason for this is that if I, let's say in 5 years, 3 years, I go to them, they're going to say, well, you know, we see she's been with us for a while. Her bank statements look good. Everything looks good. They're going to vouch for me. They're going to help me get that loan. They're going to help me build my credit. They're going to tell me and walk me down the right path. Again, even if this is online, I'm still building that relationship by being a customer of theirs for so long. Also, too, you want to just decide if you want to do a checkings or you want to do a savings. So checkings are usually offered to small businesses off the bat. It's usually extra services. It's a minimum balance requirements. These are things that we want to take a look at. I prefer checking over savings because savings tend to have interest rates that are lower, but they usually have a minimum to open and a minimum that you must maintain every month. And monthly withdrawals are usually limited. So I always go checking rather savings. And also, if I do need to buy anything for the business, which I will, with checking, I have my debit card and I can just go ahead and do that. But that choice is totally up to you. So building your business, credit and taxes. So now that you're self-employed, there are special considerations that you definitely want to be aware of when it comes to filing for your taxes. So timing is one thing. So generally you're gonna have to pay for self-employment tax and income tax and pay quarterly taxes. So every 3 months you have to just let the IRS know, I made this amount, you have to pay your taxes on that. Some people do it, some people don't. Some people just wait till the end of the year. You do get hit with a penalty fee and it ain't sweet. I'm just gonna let you know. So try to be on time if you do have a business to file your quarterly taxes. So this is something that you have to be mindful of. We all dread taxes every year, so imagine having to do it 4 or 5 times in a year. It ain't fun, but this is something that you have to consider if you want to be self-employed and have that business registered. Withholdings is another thing. So if you are a regular employee, you get your pay stub, it has everything nicely taken out for you. So in the world of self-employment, your federal income taxes do not come out. So you are now responsible for this. You have to make sure that you're filing everything appropriately, you're putting money aside for taxes. Deductions. The IRS does allow you to deduct some of your business expenses like your phone, your advertising, supplies, and all those things. So that is another benefit that you're going to be able to get from being a self-employed business. So building your credit. So this is where a lot of people get things wrong when they think, okay, well, I registered my business, so I want to build the business credit. It starts with you. Whether I am an LLC or sole proprietorship, the bank is going to look at me. They're going to look at my credit, my score, my report to determine if I'm going to be able to get a loan or certain things. So building your credit, one, it's going to start with you. It doesn't start with your business. It's not a whole separate thing. Registering it or tax-wise, it's separate. When it comes to credit, it falls a little bit on you. So this is super duper important. Again, if you're ever going to need a loan in the future, or if you want to get approved for a large credit card for your business, you need to understand how credit is used and the types of credit that's available and get help in applying for that credit. So it doesn't so you don't end up having to personally dip into your own money if you need something. If I decided something drastic happened, God forbid, and there was a flood in this whole room and I had to replace everything, if I have a good relationship with the bank and I've been working on my credit, they're gonna say, well, you know what, your credit's pretty good. You've been with us for a while. We can go ahead and give you a loan for, let's say, $10,000 to get you back up and started. Or if you don't have any good credit or you have no credit and you don't have any, you just can't, you walk into some random bank that just works with small businesses, they're gonna say, we don't know you. your credit is bad, your score is low, so on and so forth. So this is why everything that I said is going to become crucial. So again, things that you might not be thinking about right now, but we have to plan for the future and what may end up being. So with all of that being said, there is so much more to get into when it comes to business banking, and especially building credit and the tax information. I know specifically a lot of you guys want to know that detailed information, and it was too much for me to try to express into one video. So therefore, I'm going to be hosting a virtual business banking seminar. I have someone who works at a small bank. Me and her have a relationship, and I have asked her to come on to the event and answer some of your questions. It's going to be a Q&A. We're going to be talking about taxes, building your credit, loan opportunities, especially for minority and women-owned businesses, and answering questions that you might have related to those topics for your business or questions that you have for your future business. So the seminar is going to be live. I'm going to leave all the information right here and leave a link in the description box below. And again, it's going to be limited because I want this to be kind of more of an intimate conversation. I don't want to have 50 people in this seminar so that those that have questions we never get around to, or it's just going to be too hectic. So this will be limited availability. If you are interested in that, please click the link in the description box below. Also, most of the topics I did discuss here today are featured in my business workbook and planner. If you're somebody that was thinking about starting a business, or again, you want to go backwards a little bit, I have a link in the description box below and a code to save you a couple bucks on my business workbook planner. Again, this is for all beauty businesses. It's a step-by-step guide that's going to help get you thinking, prepping, and preparing your business for startup and to grow. It's $15 and available in my Etsy shop, and you can use the code YouTube to get 10% off. If you guys have any other questions, I'm all ears. Please leave me a comment below. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.